back again. This is Sean, and I'm Tanya, and together we are
Team Shawnya.
And so today we're at a beautiful home in Watersound Origins in the Panhandle of Florida. And we've already been here before, and we've already installed a few spaces. So I thought first I would just show you what we've installed and then tell you what we're here today. This is a York wallpaper, and it's a vinyl, and it's virtually seamless, and it really is a beautiful application for this master bathroom. And we also did the water closet, so you can see, get a good view of just a really, really nice textured vinyl wallpaper.
This is the grasscloth we installed. Texture, a little paneling. You can see seams in some grasscloths. This one you can. But it's just a really nice texture, and the color goes perfect with all of their, surrounding design. Here's our project today. We're going to strip this wallpaper and then rehang a new one today.
In the same bathroom. And so these are some of the tools that we use for both, for stripping and reinstalling. So we use these. Sean uses, this is his #1 tool for installing in addition to the brush. That's what he uses for installing and also stripping. And this is a seam roller, which if you install wallpaper, if you have problems with your seams, you'll use that. We both use a blade. I do the cutting and pasting, and Sean does the installation. That is a must-have. Pencil, scissors, screwdriver, of course, and we both use measuring tapes for measuring. This is the roller that we like to use for our 7-inch roller, and we get them off Amazon, and we really like it. And then this is our glue, and it is
Pre-pasted.
Romans 880.
So it has a paper backing, this one does. You can see the paper back. Sometimes it strips off well, and then sometimes the paint releases. So we're not doing very good, the paint's releasing.
So we're stripping this vinyl, blue-green vinyl, and
The walls weren't primed properly. So
it is taking a little bit of the paint off. That's okay, this happens sometimes. So you just work it, and the best way you can to try not to take the paint off, or at least not the paint. So you go back and forth, and sometimes it's better to go peel it or take it off from the top, and sometimes from the bottom. So this piece is going pretty well. Okay, welcome to what happens sometimes when you strip, which is not a good thing. So you can see that the paint is releasing, and we're taking off this vinyl wallpaper. The reason this happens mostly is because the walls have been primed without being washed, and so there's dust. And there's a layer of dust in between the primer and the wallpaper, and in the paint. And so that is the reason when you take wallpaper off, that it can take off the paint like this. So we're gonna have to do some wall prep before we reinstall wallpaper. And that's what we have found out. You never know what you're gonna get into whenever you're stripping wallpaper. Okay, here we are, all the wallpaper on the floor. So it's a big mess, and we find that the easiest way to do it is to take the pieces and we lay them on top of each other and just roll it all up in one big roll. powder bath with this is a vinyl weave. It's really nice. It's going to be just perfectly seamless. It's relative. It's really easy to work with as well. And then I like to a little bit of square edge. This is how I do it. And then every time I start, it's kind of straight. It is good to watch and try not to crease. Sometimes whenever you are moving paper back and forth or vinyl back and forth, it can get creased. So. And then this is my top, and I usually start gluing, and I glue all the top, and then I book it, like we talked about in some other videos, but I'll show you. And because it usually has to sit a little bit. So you book it, you fold it all together, and then you roll it all up, and it sits a little bit. This is a paperback vinyl, so it still is good to sit. And most of your wallpapers do have to sit, but every wallpaper, or most every wallpaper that I've ever seen has an instruction. So definitely read your instructions and follow your instructions. And again, it really, really is my effort to not get any glue on the front of the paper. So I usually start in the middle and I work my way out. And every time I go to the edge, I'm always working outward. I never work inward, because if you work in, like if I were to roll this way, you're going to roll glue onto the front of the paper that's on the bottom. And I like to do my paper to the other edge. This is another effort of not getting glue on the front of the paper. Okay, so I've glued this piece of paper from here to that, to all the way to that, to the end of or the top. This is always the top. My left is always the top. And then I'm going to book it. Try very hard to just book it perfectly. Okay, so I just booked this, and an effort to get no glue anywhere in the front or on my table, so I always wipe I have a little bit of glue on my fingers from touching it, and I don't like that. So I always just clean my fingers, and then I will roll it up, and then move it down here, and then I'll glue the bottom.
And here we are. Unbook it. Let it fall down. Butt the seam together. Boom. 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 Okay, then a couple of different ways I do this. This is one way. I started doing it about a year ago. This just come to the top, to the corner of the molding. And it's good. Okay, so this trim, I just come right to the bottom of it and cut straight out. And right here, this trim, I just go right to the bottom. A little bit of practice. The walls have been prepared very well, so I can run my blade across it and not have to worry about having a bump. Vertically challenged. Let me get up there. have something showing. 3 switches. So I find the switches, and then I find the top of the switch of the device that's got the metal, and I cut to that. So then I go straight down. Not too wide because the plate's got to cover it. Just like that. There you go.